Good evening. I just thought I would hop on here and say, hey, what's up? How's life? And all that good stuff. So, nothing in particular that I wanted to talk about. Actually, there is. I just did not intend on talking about it today. So, one day. But other than that, we are still here, just busy. So I'm going to wait and see if I get anybody that wants to come in and join and just say, hey, because, like I said, this was impromptu. So I'll hang out for a few minutes. Boy, it has been one long day. I can say that. It's in here. It's Monday. You guys know I never know what day it is, but I know it's Monday. That's bad when you don't even know what day it is. But yeah, today is Monday. It just seems like every day is not like the same. I just don't keep track of what day it is. I'll think about it, put it up on the calendar, and then I'll forget. Things happen so fast around here. It's telling me I need to slow down. Slow down a little more. Catch a break if I can. Other than that, like I said, I'm just going to hang out here for a few minutes just to see if anybody pops in. My thought was to either upload some footage, which I have tons of. You guys know I vlog. Even when you don't see me, I'm vlogging. But to actually get it up, yeah. So I sat here until now trying to decide if I wanted to upload or just go live. And it's a lot easier to go live because I don't have to do anything but talk to you all. But I do have a lot of stuff to share. In the past, I don't even know how long I've been MIA. But I have a lot of things. I have a lot of things I had intended that I still haven't gotten up. And some things really from the summer. But slowly but surely I will get there. I've just been here. And school is just, it's major these days. It's major. We are constantly going. It's a good thing though. But yeah. Everybody's happy. That's the most, almost everybody. I'm not even going to say that. Almost everybody. That's one of the things that I'm going to talk about soon. I have some footage I have to release. But yeah, almost everybody is happy. I think they're happy. They're just, they don't know it. So that is where we are. But it just, I don't know. It kind of threw a curveball in things and had me thinking. I wouldn't say self-doubt, but I don't know how I was feeling. Just, I wouldn't even say stress, but I just didn't want to be bothered. So that person has been sitting, and I took it to the head and said, do something with your child, because the school is down the street and I'm not the one to be playing. So, yeah, we kind of had to address some things and just, he and I, and then that person or that child, because it was, okay, how are you teaching this to this child? That's always his first question. How are you teaching it? But that was the main issue. How are you teaching it? And it wasn't that I was doing anything wrong or nothing that was not understandable. And it went as far as, okay, let's have school. I want you to come in and watch what I'm doing so you can see what's going on. It's not me at all. Hi, love. What have I missed? Nothing. I'm just sitting here kind of chit-chatting on nothing. Like I said, I've been MIA. We just been in the middle of a whole lot of stuff. I do have some things that I want to talk about. I have not scheduled anything or planned anything because we've had a lot going on. And it took me all day to figure out today if I was going to upload video or come and just do this live chat. So that's where I am right now. I'm just, one of these kids has me so over this. And it's like, what they say? Mama never told you there'll be days like this. This the kind of homeschool stuff that nobody tells you. The only thing I can say is, y'all, I stay on my knees, because if not, oh boy. But I did get some footage, and I know somebody is going to interpret that footage all sorts of ways, and they can make what they want to out of it. I really don't care. But like I said, it's the reality of things. And I know people deal with this. I'm not the only one that deals with stuff like this. It's just people don't want to share that. And I think because it's a transparency issue, and you all know, I go transparent so far. Some of the stuff I cut the camera off. And it still continued. So I cut it off. But it was just a little bit. It wasn't anything to shame anybody, any of the kids or anything. But clearly some stuff going on. So I went, what's wrong? You're laughing at me, LOL. Nothing really wrong, but Public school is down the street, is what I had to tell one of these kids. So, that child is now, I don't know what that child is doing. Not suspended from homeschool, but that child either has to line up or fall out. You guys know when I bring my ruler out, that's what that means. It doesn't, I don't know, somebody get the wrong message when I bring that ruler out, but they know it means line up. You need to fall in line. So that's where we are today, or now. Homeschool struggle, it's real. It's real. No, it's not good. It's not good at all. But like I say, it's not me that has to deal with. It's a child that has to deal with. The child has to. I believe in children taking responsibility for themselves. When they are a certain age, there's a certain responsibility. I know it's my job to make sure that they do X, Y, and Z, but the child also has a responsibility. And if that child does not want to do basic, then what are you supposed to do? So, yeah. And I know a lot of people deal with that. That's why I say it's a struggle. A lot of people will. I see it, the meltdown. School's over. I can't do this. Everybody's boo-hooing. It's too hard. No, baby, we don't do that here. I have other kids. You're going to have to do something or just go on over there somewhere. So, yeah. Like I said, we had some parent conference this weekend. And the first question up was, okay, well, how are you teaching this child XYZ? That's always his first question to me. And so, I explained, what was going on. I know everybody has different learning styles and things like that. And I said, okay, I don't see anything wrong with that. And so yesterday, I said, come in and watch me do this. And it was a whole different subject than what the actual, I'm going to say it. I don't even want to pinpoint it to a subject. It's not even a subject with this one. It's school, period. So, but a different subject. And I said, watch this. So sit down. Let's have a lesson. Watch me do this. And you tell me what you think. At the end of the day, it boiled down to that child is very strong-willed, which we know. That child is stubborn, which we know. And that child can do because that child did and always has. But that child wants to do when they want to do, not when they need to. So I said, okay. I'm stepping out the teacher role. I do not have that patience right now to deal with that. So I excused that child. And the child is coming in here. This is our library. They've always called the school home the library. But very curious because they miss being in school. And I said, well, like I said, you either line up or fall out. And I'm the type where homeschool is, I see a lot of, if the child, just because the child is 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, you get through the curriculum, you get through the book, you pass the child, raise the to the next level, to the next grade, or whatever, because you're homeschooling. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. A homeschool child can fail. And the majority of homeschool children are behind. People don't want to admit that, but they are behind. If they were to be put up against their counterparts and tested, they would be behind, because half the homeschool parents do not teach to standards. They teach to their own standards. I'm not knocking anybody, but true, and a lot of people have admitted that. My kids are behind. They're behind in this. They're behind in that. Well, grade level behind. That is the reason why homeschool parents have, oh, my child can read in this grade level, but in math, they're in this level. In social studies, they're in this level. In school, you can't do that. You have to kind of have a handle on it. And, yes, we have that freedom as homeschool parents, but you also have a responsibility. Level it straight. Either they can perform or they cannot perform. If they are not, especially when it comes to like math and reading, if they're not on grade level with their counterparts in public school, you need to keep them back. Period. Reading is the first thing. Math, if they can't read well, they're not going to be able to perform well in math at all. Yeah, they may be able to decipher equations and understand certain equations, but when you put them in front of a standardized test, I bet you they won't pass. And then you wonder, well, they wouldn't put my child in this grade when I sent them to school. And they wanted to put them back because they're not ready. So, yeah, I don't know. You can handle it. You have the upper hand. I understand what you're saying. They have to learn. It don't work that way. What you do is told, preach. Yes. That's just point blank period. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to continue to progress you, even though I see a progression. I'm not going to continue to progress you if this is stressing you out, because one, it may be a developmental issue. So you may not even be ready. I have 6-year-olds that have been homeschooled for this is going on 3 years. Technically, they wouldn't even be in school right now because their birthday is late. They don't have to go to kindergarten. I wouldn't have sent them to kindergarten because they went to a private Montessori preschool for a couple of years. So that they covered kindergarten. But first grade, they wouldn't actually start until next fall. So it's like, what am I rushing for? If you have to repeat grade 1 all over again this year, I don't care. But that also means that I have a 5-year-old that is capable in doing first grade and a 3-year-old. So, I don't know, go figure. But like I said, I'm not going to let that child, I let them know, you are capable, you're able, you just have to believe in yourself. We do a lot of self-esteem building and things like that. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know. Between the two of us, we were trying to sit here trying to figure that out, but it just boils down to strong-willed. And I had, a couple more like this. And so I kind of know. That's why I just kind of call her bluff and just say, whatever. You can sit and, think about what you're doing. Because it's when you have a child like that, they actually want to challenge each and everything just to see if you are going to do what you say. My kids know my word is bond, period. So, yeah, the cameras have been off around here a lot, but the cameras have been on a lot as well. I don't, when I'm really trying to get things going and, address things, I don't have time to vlog. I don't even remember to vlog or anything like that. The kids have to remind me, or they'll say pick up the camera. So, my child has a late birthday too. Yeah. And so, you know, we are here. I'm also standards. I guess that's what I'm going to title this. I'm going to go ahead and get this out the way. But standards. I teach 2 standards, even though we are in a state where we have we're in a green homeschooling state, relatively no provisions around us or restrictions around us. We still have standards. We still have standards. We have things that, we have required what we're supposed to teach. And what I always encourage you all is to just, even if you are in a green state or whatever if you're in a red state, you're going to be monitored anyway. But just because you are homeschooled, you should still have that notion in your mind that one day that child may have to go into school. Not for any trouble, but there may be a financial issue. Somebody has to go back to work or something like that. God forbid, there was a loss, and, you know, a loss in the family, a loss of a life. Okay? And then you go up to the school and, well, I've been homeschooling my child X many years. Put them in this grade because this is a grade I had them working in at home. It doesn't work like that. I'm going to tell you right now, unless you have some pull in that school and you know some people, it won't work. Now, I've done it, and yeah, they go to the grade that I say put them in, and they don't have to be tested. But a majority of the time, if you don't know anybody, if you don't have any pull like that, and you don't know, you don't have any, what was I thinking? You have to know the ins and outs. If you don't know anything, they're not going to put that child, where you want that child to go. So that child may have to repeat a whole grade all over again because they're not up to standard. And then what happens is, I wouldn't be upset, because if they actually do put the child in the grade that you have them working in at home, and then that child is not performing to that grade level, guess what? They're looking at you. They're looking at you. That child cannot even keep up. So, even though my kids can pick up things really well and they're really, advanced at this and that, I don't skip like that. We don't look at a book, get to the end of the book, okay, let's go to the next grade. I need to make sure that all of the standards are covered. I pull up my state standards by school district, and I've talked to you guys about this. And it'll tell me each month, because it's basically a 30-day block, where they should be. September, October, they should be learning 2nd grade, place value to 1,000. A lot of that stuff is not even in the math books that I've looked at, the reviews and things like that. I'm like, are you guys actually, you're not teaching that? You just teaching what's in the book? I have not seen one yet, but I've heard people switch the curriculum because they found out when they got to the next grade level that it had gaps in it, or they had to go back and pick up another 2nd grade or what have you, because there was gaps in it and they couldn't do the next grade level. So if you pay attention to the standards, and they change every year. I have some math curriculum, and they were only required at one point to learn the place value to the hundreds. Now it's to the thousands. So it makes a difference. We have standards in my states. I do follow standards, and I keep it in my planner. Like you said, you never know. My child had to go back twice before and did well. Yes, love. That is very handy. But yeah, you never know, if they have to, if they would have to go back, and if you're not, teaching them to a certain standard, not your standard. That's my question. Whose standard are you teaching to? I hear I do this, and this, but whose standards are you teaching to? You have to, we can do what we want to do, but by whose standards? Just because we homeschool does not give us a free ticket to just lax out. So, and that's good that they were able to keep up and they were able to test. Now, if I took them down, it's a case-by-case thing by district, whether or not, if I actually wanted to put them in school and say, hey, put them in this grade, it's up to the district to accept, put this child in this grade. They would have to test them, and they would actually have to test third grade in order to go to that grade. And they would actually not be going to third grade. They would be going to first grade. So it's very tricky. You have to be up on your game when it comes to schooling these kids like this. It's not lax just because we're at home. And no, it's not school at home, but you still have a standard, not your standard. I really wish that we all had charters. I really wish we did, because a lot of people would benefit. I would even benefit from having a charter, just to have some kind of, go to, not, they have to, you have to use this certain curriculum or that type of thing. But have some sort of guidance, some help, some fallback. That would be awesome. You're right. I have a printout to where it follows a child, what a child should learn in the 9 weeks if something is lacking in the curriculum. I make sure, yeah, and I have that in my books, in my organizer. In it, for us, district, it's broken up by subject, so I know now. I don't have to follow that particular rubric, but I know in that year, this is what they should have learned. And if I mess up and start doing something off the books, then that child is going to be behind, because I have deviated from what they should have been learning, trying to give them something else. That's why we do extra things, but we don't do a whole lot of extra stuff. We don't spend a lot of time on it, because I know I have to keep up with a certain standard. It's good to be able to do, extracurriculars and, different things like that. And I'm not even talking about extracurriculars, but stuff like, the kids study nature. They do, foreign language and things like that. But I don't put a whole lot of emphasis on that. Right. They didn't even test my child. Yeah, sometimes it just depends on the state that they're in and the district that they're in. It just depends. And if they have room. If they don't have room, if you come from a very crowded school district and they don't even have room, that means they have to make room. And so they want to make sure that it's worth their time and effort to actually accept another child. And I just, I would, if I sent my child to school and said my child is capable of this, and then they got there and couldn't, I would feel some type of way. So, yeah. Yeah, you can, pretty much all the, any school district has that stuff readily available online. You can get just what you need. Now, some of it is accessible only if you are, work in a district or you're a teacher in a district. But a lot of it is accessible. Would you say love for all? Look like a fool. Exactly. Look like a fool. I'm not getting ready to be caught like that. So I put too much, it's too much time and energy and faith into these children to go out like that. No way. So this brings me to another thing. I know a lot of parents year-round school. Now it's it's a twofold, because what I see is, okay, year-round school, or you 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off all year, or 2 weeks off, whatever, all year round, but you consider all year round. Now, It's 365 days. Okay, if you're homeschooling year-round, you're at least homeschooling 300 days. That's double, school. So, are you so lax that you only homeschooling an hour a day? That's why you have to homeschool year-round. My philosophy is, if you're homeschooling year-round, you should be going through 2 or at least 1.5 grades per year. Because isn't that the point of homeschooling? So the child does not have to spend needless time and hours in school doing nothing and learning. Because in school, they are mainly behavior correcting. That's why they send them home with homework. That's the work. So, yeah. And then I hear, oh, we only homeschool for an hour. We only homeschool for 2 hours every day. And that's just Monday through Friday, but we take the summer off. Kind of weird. When I'm teaching in a public school, I can tell you, pull out curriculum and say, this is why we never get through all of this, because there's just too much. I'm not saying you have to finish a book, but by what standards do you consider that curriculum complete to where you can progress to the next grade, or that it takes you a whole nother year to progress to the next grade level? Every December, we end up shifting levels every December. So we may start in one level and then move up to the next level by then, because they've been proficient in most things. And if anything else that, if they finish before that, then we just, I give them something else to do and just make sure that, it's okay. I'm not just because the book is finished and the instructions and the teacher guide say the end does not mean that's it. Love say that's some magic if it's that short. In my state, we have to instruct at least 180 days. Yeah, it is some magic, because I really, I'm very curious. I'm very curious. Average lesson, most homeschool curriculum, 20 minutes. It says work on this. Now you have to spend at least 15 minutes explaining to the child what it is you want them to work on. So that's more than 20 minutes. In any... Mom. Yes, ma'am. He was calling me a funny name. Okay. Tell him that I said not to call you any funny names, okay? You want to say hi? Hi. All right. Go tell him not to call you any funny names, or he'll have to come back inside. You made me lose my train of thought. But yeah, just because, the book says, it's the end, is it really the end? Do you just stop because it's the end and let me go get the next grade level? There's my baby. Hi, baby. She took off. They calling her funny names. And so sometimes I really think that people believe that. And then if they would, what happens is the curriculum, these homeschool curriculums are not, they're written cross-state. And so when I look for material, I try to stay within our state, because there is a difference, okay? When they're cross-state, they're different. It's hard to align your state teaching standards with just a run-of-the-mill textbook or homeschool curriculum, okay? They're marketed homeschool so they can get us to purchase. But like I said, if you were to dissect the table of contents and the contents against your state standards within your school district, A lot of the concepts that they should be covering are not in those curriculum. I'm not going to go off naming. I'm not going to name any specific curriculum, but I had a hard time trying to find one because we needed one. They just weren't there. And it drove me crazy. And I'm just like, what the heck? I cannot believe that. But I had to go back to all of the reviews that I saw and all the people I heard saying, we didn't know what was going on. They couldn't do this. We switched to the next grade and then they couldn't do this and and it was frustrating and we had to go back into this. And I'm like, so that gave me even more pause when I look at new curriculum. I do appreciate the videos, but when I pay attention to those videos, especially if they're not going page by page or showing me the table of contents, it's like, because there's some holes that I can't physically see, and I can't get that. So, and I do appreciate it because I would have spent, whatever thinking that this was going to work, and it actually didn't work. So that's why I'm so picky. I know everybody is not like me, y'all, but I'm just picky like that. I'm picky. It has to be right or almost right. Granted, hit or miss. I have not had any problem with anything so far. So I must be doing something a little bit right. I can say that. But, yeah, I pay attention. I looked at, I hear when, I think math seems to be the common one. The grade levels are off, and that's why there are placement tests for these curriculum and things like that. And even then, I hear, well, this curriculum is too fast-paced, or this curriculum is too low, order a grade up, order a grade behind. So it's like, I don't have time to be going through all these things, looking through this stuff. I need to know that this is it, has this, and it just works. So I lean on, the fence on a lot of curriculum, and I know I did say I'm not buying anymore. I'm not buying anymore because I have what is working and what, according to the standards, it lines up, and it lines up so well that it's almost kind of flawless. But yeah, and I'm just, I'm grateful because, like I said, I don't want them to be lacking anything. I'm not saying that they have to know it all. They're going to learn it all just because it's in that book. No, but if they are supposed to know this, then I need to have it in front of me, and it needs to be ready, for them and available for them. Okay, they may not get to it this year or, that year, but it needs to be here. Because if somebody was knocking on my door and asking me, what are you teaching? And I showed them something and they showed me, no, this is what you're supposed to be teaching. Again, I would look like a fool. That is why I like the reviews you show page by page. I'm picky too, I feel. Yeah, I do. I try to, and, within legal reason. Yeah. Everybody does it, but some of these books we're really not supposed to share like that. For copyright reasons. So I'm kind of careful, but, I just, yeah. I gotta pray about it. Do you take the summer off? I can't remember. No, we don't take the summer off. We start in June. Usually about the second or third week of June, because it's so hot in Texas. And the majority of Texas homeschoolers I know homeschool through the summer because it's too hot to be outside. And I'm talking all day. This week has been, last week, this is Monday, last week, actually after we had that hurricane, it cooled off a whole lot. So after the rain stopped, it just cooled off. But it was so hot still to that point. And we're able to be outside. It would be 8 o'clock and still 80-something degrees. That's too hot. Or 8 o'clock at night and then 8 o'clock in the morning, it's 80 degrees. That's just too much. So, yeah, we homeschool in the summer. And then now, September, October, we start to slack up slightly so that we can do some outside things. Okay, well, I don't do heat. Yeah, I don't do the heat. Not at all. No, no, no. So, yeah, we don't do that. And my next door neighbor actually homeschools her kids. They're the same way through the summer. So, yeah, but like I said, I don't know. It takes me a while to look at these curriculum, and I know not everybody has that. Not everybody cares, or they don't understand, or maybe they don't take it that seriously. I don't know. That's just how I am. I have to be, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. It could be, a slight error, but what I see, I want to make sure I'm at least covering my P's and Q's. Oh, there's a mosquito bit me in this house. I'm going to close that window. Well, when I got the windows open, that's another thing. But I'm going to close these windows. How's my son? Son is doing, he needs a lot of prayer. Yeah, he definitely needs a lot of prayer right about now. He's had another transition. And, we knew this was coming, but he's transitioned into back into public school, and it's only been a couple of weeks, and he needs a lot of prayer. So yeah, that's just where I've been with him. Along with these other ones, my time and mine has been consumed with them. College girls, okay, everybody's doing what they need to do, and we really can't complain. Not at all. My phone has been silent. That's a good thing. I cannot complain. It's just normal, hey, how you doing type of thing. But other than that, yeah, we're good. Okay, I will pray for him. Do you think you will homeschool him again? He is, even though he's in homeschool, he's in homeschool, he's in public school. I'm still doing I won't even say complimentary homeschooling, because I need to see, this is a whole different, it's a different district and a different school. So it's a decent school, but I have to kind of help him along. So, but to be totally homeschooled, I don't know. I can't really say no. I don't know yet. I really don't know if he will just come out. We're trying something. And, he is getting a lot older. And what we're looking at is we're trying to get him to be more responsible, take more responsibility for his actions. And because he is going to be of age sooner than we think. And he has been kind of sheltered the last few years at home, and kind of one-on-one situations, and we can't have that. We cannot have that. He has to learn how to function as an adult in society. So the only way to do it is to just get him out there. But, yeah, we do appreciate the prayers and things for him. He's a smart kid, so he really knows. He just has to stay on top of it, and it's the responsibility thing. Accepting that responsibility, that's where he is slacking. other than that, not too much else going on. You know, tomorrow's a new day. Like I said, I'm not here. You know, the struggle, today was a struggle. Tomorrow may be a whole different struggle. I don't know. I get up and I pray because to me, I don't know. I know we say we have good homeschool days, but to me, every day is like, I have to pray every day. That's just me, Lord, because I don't know what I'm doing and I need guidance. I just, you know, I don't know what may happen. It may be, like I said, it may be something else tomorrow. You know, something else next week. So I don't really count. You know, yes, it's good when somebody does, you know, that aha moment and they get it and things are going good. But the true experiences, the ones that we learn from in our home, are the ones where the struggles are. Because those are just true tests for us. So that is, you know, why I share with you all, to let you know that you may be in the same boat and you're not alone. You know, everybody is in the same struggle, but that's not what you see when you come on here, or that's not what you see on, you know, Facebook or Pinterest or Instagram or something. You know, you're not going to see that. But nonetheless, don't get discouraged. You know, you see all these happy homeschool moms in their homeschool rooms and they're smiling and you're sitting there in tears wishing you could shut the door or, you know, something like that. And the kids somewhere, you know, that is just reality. Okay. That's reality. I know. So you will have self-doubt and all kinds of things going on. Plenty. And that's normal. And if not, that's not normal. So, yeah, keep it real. Yes, I try. I try my best to keep it real because, you know, that's what I deal with, you know. I try not to come on here and make things look like a cakewalk. It's not a cakewalk. It's not a cakewalk at all. I do have and even, you know, as far, you know, along as I am in homeschooling, I still have those moments and those days where it's just like, can you graduate already? So, yeah. I don't, you know, I don't let them, that's one thing I don't do is I don't let my guard down. They will never see me sweat. Never. Because when you let a kid see you sweat, oh, they got the upper hand right away. Yep. They got the upper hand. They don't want to do their math for today. Okay, just go. I'm upset. You start crying. You're yelling at them. Oh, they got the upper hand. I could be mad, upset, furious, angry, PO'd, and everything else all at the same time. Smoke coming out of my head, but won't none of these kids see it. I just look at them. And that's it. They never know. Just blank stare. Because if, you know, once you start wearing those feelings on your sleeve, they pick up on that really quickly. And then it trickles down. It trickles down. They will start to feel some type of way. If they know you feel that feeling, you know, it's like, oh, they you know, mom doesn't like when I do this, you know, because they know, just like you tell a kid no, and they know better, and then you turn around and they're doing the exact thing that you told them not to do. It's because they knew you weren't serious in the first place.
Sand in my hair.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to get him. So you can't let them know. You can't let them see how you feel, and you can't let them know how you feel. Now you can express Okay, you know what, so-and-so? It seems like you might be having a little trouble today. It seems like we're having some trouble. Something, is it something I'm saying to you? Something that I'm trying to help you learn and you're not understanding? Is there something I can change? What can I say to help you understand how to work through this problem or this question? That's what you do. But you don't start yelling and screaming at them. You say, hey, I'm only mom, or I'm only teacher, and I only know so much. I don't know how you feel. Okay, because kids are only kids, but they can pick up on things. So you can directly, I'm not saying let them know you feel, let them know that you're being tested. You can let them know low key. I bet you have a look too. Yeah, they know that look. Like I said, it's just a blank stare. I don't say anything to them. I'm like, really? For real? Okay. And they look at me like, why is she so calm? So, no, the ones learned, they would go to the next one. Why is she so calm? Why she do this? Why she didn't even say nothing, and I did something real bad. And then the other one, no. Oh, you in trouble if she didn't say nothing. Or if she looked at you, you in trouble. They know. So, yeah. Yep, you are on my list. They would much rather for me to yell at them, which I don't do, because I give my kids too much responsibility for their own consequences. I'm old school like that. Okay? I teach you right from wrong from day one. If you mess up, you don't get any other chance. It's like me. I'm not held accountable by anybody else but that right there. So I know, I teach you, and you go mess up. That's on your head, not mine. And that little girl that just left out of here would not go to the bathroom when she was learning how to potty train. And I said, you know what? All the kids learned how to potty train by the time they were 2, or within that month that they turned 2. She would go stand right in front of the bathroom. No, you right in front of the bathroom. What are you doing? Just get on the toilet. So I said, you know what? I'm tired of cleaning up puddles. I left a stack of towels right there. She had to clean it up. She went to the bathroom. No problem. Because she got tired of cleaning it up. That's not, and doing anything bad. But hey, you need to be responsible for yourself. And she knew what she was doing to tell me. Or she would say, I need a towel. So she knew what she was doing. That's right. So when you ask, can you do something and you messed up the last time, I'm going to look at you crazy. Potty training was the worst for me. Yeah, I get that. Oh my gosh, yeah. It can be, but, once I teach it, because I started them early and I don't really push it, and say, hey, all the sit here for, I don't know. Some people have some crazy methods. But I know I was potty trained at 15 months old. So I'm like, okay, if that's really possible, you hear stories of early potty training, then, it must work. So, but I would just sit them on there. I bought the thing when they were like 1.5 years and said, hey. But I would take them to the bathroom and let them get familiar with it for like 6 months. And I didn't really, but for a 2-year-old, I know a 2-year-old can tell you no. So if a 2-year-old can tell you no, they can go to the bathroom. I don't play that. And so when they got 2, I said, you know what? We have to leave our house. I'm not taking any diaper bag. So we have to stay in the house when they turn 2 for a whole week. So we can potty train, and be out the door again. And I thought the twins would be the hardest one. They potty trained themselves 2 weeks before they turned 2. So, yeah, I just been, yeah, that little one there, she just, I mean, she was 2, but she just, I don't, and I said, no, baby, you're going to have to go to the bathroom. You know how to tell me no and ask me for this, that, and the other. Yep, before they were 2, I bought the thing and set it there. And I think the cloth diapers had a lot to do with it, honestly. But I wasn't all the way cloth diapered, I don't think. No, I wasn't. I know I wasn't. I was partially. But yeah, I just, you know, hey, sit them there. I didn't give them any kind of anything. I didn't give them anything, no candy or nothing. I didn't do that. I took them in there, and I think around the time one of them was doing it, Dr. Phil had a thing on about potty training in a day or 3 days or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, it does work. So, and somebody was just telling me, somebody left me a comment on the potty training video, and they were saying it only took them 3 days, and thank you for, you know, whatever. So, yeah, you have some that, you know, just don't get it and just, but you have to be consistent with it, and you have to actually stay home, let them run around, you know, without put some underwear on them, because if you keep enabling them, they won't go at all. And I just point blank said, look, I'm not carrying any diaper bag. So that's how that worked. Yeah, so accountability, they have to be accountable for a lot of things. Headstrong. Oh yeah, like I said, I have some here, but yeah, them twins, they really got me, and it was, I thought it would take.
Can we have some chips?
You need to wash your hands.
I did.
And wash your face. You're a little bit muddy. And in that, who put that globe in the kitchen? Okay. In that cabinet is your snack. Okay. Go open it and you can get it. That I thought you know, I know boys are harder to potty train, so I always suggest that people start with boys early. Don't wait, because I hear stories of people saying, my 3-year-old and my 4-year-old, and I'm like, what? I am not getting ready to change no 3- and 4-year-old diapers. No. It's not going to happen. You know where the globe is on the floor in the kitchen? I don't know who put it there, but it's there. Open that cabinet right there, the low cabinet. So, yeah, I say start with them before they, right after they learn how to walk. Take them in the bathroom and at least get them familiar. I had to, LOL, she was 4. Yep, some kids are like that because they are just, they don't want to go. Nope. You didn't see what I left in there? You know the cabinet next to the sink. Open the one next to the sink. You see them? Then you're not looking in the right place. The one right next to the sink. The other one, the small one. You see? Okay. Oh, boy. I miss your hair videos. I know. I was thinking about that today. I have footage from wherever I stopped. I've been vlogging it. I just haven't put anything together. But I've, just because I really haven't done anything. I haven't really changed up anything. But, I did trim the little one. I finally trimmed her, but that was back in February. So I did include that. I'm trying to think that I trimmed it again. Actually, she had me, she asked me to blow dry her hair last month, and I did vlog that, and I did put the pictures on Instagram. So I don't know, something, the knots, it'll get the knots and tangles out. So after I washed her hair, I blow dried it, and oh my gosh, I'm spoiled. I am so spoiled. I cannot do it all the time, but it made a huge difference. I could actually get down to her scalp, because honestly, I can't part straight down to her scalp just like that. It takes forever to get through, and then it's just a mess. But I was actually able to part down to her scalp with no problem. And so I did trim it then. So, but yeah. And it stayed the whole time. I didn't spray it for any kind of moisture. It was fine. It was, I mean, basically the whole month. It was okay, and I just kind of kept it up, kept it moist without water.
Toilet paper soggy.
Leah's in trouble. Did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
Come here. When did I comb your hair? 2 days ago?
Maybe.
Turn around. This from 2 days ago. Turn around. Wait, let me turn you around. Okay, turn around. And this is all I did to her. They had their hair braided all last month, the two oldest ones. So that's all I did to her. So I just took those braids down when? 2 days ago, 3 days ago or something? Have I combed her hair? No, I washed her hair on, you can go, on, gosh, when did I wash her hair? I think Thursday. Yeah, I think Thursday. And it was either Thursday or Friday I washed hair. Yeah, it had to be Friday. That's 2 days. And then I just put it in just some ponytails. And I just took it down and redid it. No, I said I just did her hair Saturday. So it had to be Thursday when I washed it. I did that style Saturday. So, but their hair had been braided the whole month. And so I was loving that. And I used to keep the other girls' hair braided like that. But, I don't know. It was 3 hours to take it down. And I only gave them a little break. And it was only an hour. Not even an hour to braid it. Or each head. But I can't. One day, probably in the next hair wash, I might braid it back up. So I washed and straightened. I did not straighten. I straightened last month before I braided it because I needed to trim it. And I did vlog July, something in July I did. I said I was not going to trim it, but I think I actually did. I think I ended up trimming it. And I know I put the pictures on Instagram. But I did actually straighten it. I blow dried it. Did I blow dry it or did I flat iron it? Because it seemed like every other year I either use a blow dryer or the flat iron. I know on the little one I used the blow dryer. I think on these guys I used the flat iron. If I can, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I did straighten and I did trim their ends. So that was a lot of work. But I need to get all that stuff kind of together and, you know, put it up. And it's pretty much the same old deal. I'm not changing anything. I did try a new product, I think in May, and threw it out. Actually, I gave it to one of the older girls, but it didn't work. And it was something, I was on a live chat and I was actually using it. It didn't even work. So, yeah. Other than that, I've just been keeping it the way, you know, keeping it simple. The braids really helped to just keep it, you know, keep it braided. And dirt factor, it was dirty, but it wasn't gritty dirty, like on a normal basis, being braided that long. And so that was a good thing. Once you straighten it and you braid it, it does make it a lot more manageable, and the oils can travel through better than if their hair is curly or, you know, wavy or kinky. It, you know, it's going to be dirtier, and it'll be harder to moisturize. Their hair, yeah, I did spray their hair to moisturize it once it was braided. What am I using? Just some no shampoo, natural soap for shampoo, but no actual shampoo. That makes a huge difference because all the shampoo was leaving it coated. And some the same oils that I shared in, I don't know, sometime last year.
I mean, you see what Zara did?
What is it? Oh, go put it in the trash and wash your hands. And some plain old Blue Magic coconut oil grease. That's it. And I alternate between the Blue Magic and the BB Super Grow. Nothing elaborate. I have the same. I have an oil concoction mixed in a spray bottle. And so when I need to spray it down, that's what I use. The same thing. But in those in that grease, I mix that oil in it. That's what makes a difference. And so it really does help. I haven't had any the hair is really healthy. But I know I used to do my older girls' hair a lot more than I did their hair. It just seems like I've been, I don't know, I've just been kind of slacking. It seems weird, but, you know, because there's less of them. But, I don't know, it's in a busy season. I just don't feel like doing hair. It looks healthy. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's all that matters. Is if it's healthy, yeah. No, one thing I don't do is condition. I don't really feel that they need condition. Condition is, you know, if their hair is being over processed, the hair's not being over processed. Not a regular out of the bottle conditioner. I won't do that because all it does is leave the hair coated. It doesn't condition their hair. It just leaves it coated, and it seems like it just, oh my gosh, when I had to detox their hair, it was a mess. So I just stopped with the bottle conditioner. I will use some oil if I need a condition, and just kind of, you know, do in between the washing, I'll do an oil condition, and it's fine. And then I'll rinse it out and, you know, do their scalp real good. But I will not use any kind of bottled shampoo or conditioner. So that's what's up. And then, like, if I feel that it needs, I did do a cider rinse, and what I do is I rinse their hair for a good 5 minutes before I do anything to it, and just kind of loosen up whatever's in there, and then I will use the, and I say shampoo, but not shampoo, the shampoo or the soap, and do a wash, and then I will rinse that out, and then I do a cider vinegar rinse because it seemed to work better that way than doing the vinegar rinse first and then the soap. And then after the vinegar rinse, I'll go back and do a light soap, and it's just squeaky clean. So much just been going on. You just don't have time. My daughter hair soaks up everything. That's how Zion's hair is. Yeah, so much going on. Her hair soaks up everything. Everything. And so I have to not put tons of anything on her hair because then I will be washing her hair every day. Like I said, after I had to detox their hair and I saw all the gunk from all them products that was really not working. That was not good at all. And I just said, you know what? I can't keep putting all this stuff on the hair because it's not doing anything. It is called Dr. Jacobs Castile. Is it Dr. Jacobs? It's Dr. Jacobs. in the video. I think that video was in December that I shared that. But I know Dr. Bronner's makes also. It's just Castile soap. And that one, it's different concoctions. You know, there's lavender, there's honey, there's citrus, there's rose. It's one of those. And all it takes is a little bit. Yeah, I think it's Dr. Jacobs. It just takes a little drop to actually work. And when you first use it, because it's soap, you're not going to get a lot of lather in it. And that's just because the hair is being detoxed. And so if you do it and then you use a little cider vinegar, and the next time you shampoo, after you rinse that vinegar out and you shampoo, that water is going to be like mucky. And so you will see, you know, just what regular shampoo, even natural shampoo, does. A lot of natural shampoos still have a lot of stuff in it. And that doesn't mean that it's penetrating, depending on your hair type. If it's just soaking up stuff, it's just going in, but it's not really, it's sitting on the scalp. And so that right there will cause, you know, scalp problems. And it'll also stunt the growth. So, you know, sometimes people say, oh, I use all natural things, but that you know, the health of the hair still is not good. So it's liquid soap. Yes, it's liquid soap. Yeah, shampoo does dry your hair out. It is a liquid soap. And so, you know, just a little bit of squirt. And the soap is actually for anything. We take a bath with it, wash dishes with it. You can do laundry with it. You know, it's all, whatever you use any kind of soap for, that's what it's for. So, and it runs like, I want to say, probably like $10 for a standard, I want to say 8 ounces or something like that. But you can get them in gallons and things like that. So, yeah. And I know Target does sell Dr. Bronner soap. And you can find it, Dr. Bronner's, in the laundry section. You can sometimes find it in the hair section. And where else? And in the soap section. So, yeah. But straight liquid soap. What you doing?
I ate my chips.
You ate your chips. Come here. Up. Let's do this. Up. Where did we go? We lost ourselves. Turn around. So, oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3. Up. Now, I'm gonna show you something. Woo, big girl. Turn. Turn around. Now, this is one of her ponytails. You see, it came untwisted, but see how much hair this is. Zai, get back in the frame. And that one. So, yeah, that's a lot of hair. It's a lot of hair to get through. Just in that one. Just trying to part it is major. In the front, it's a little bit. Her hair is a lot long. Well, I wouldn't say longer. It's looser in the front. The pattern and the shrinkage is real. Yeah, because it was way down here when after I blowed it out and took the pictures. But it's looser in the front, so it's easier to part. But in the back, I tried putting it in one. I can't put it in one.
Yeah.
It needs to be in 6, but I could not get her to sit that long. Because these two back here are so thick.
I know.
Yes. But you look beautiful, right?
Yes.
Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah. I remember. Yes, it was all cut up. And that was funny, too, because I was looking and it had been... It's been 2 years since her hair was cut. And her hair, I measured her hair. It was, I want to say 3 inches from her rear end in the back.
I am reading that.
And not just in the back, from the back. Because it's usually the nape that's shorter than the rest of it. It was the nape part. Oh, wow. So that was the whole, all of it that it grew back really thick. I see. Huh. She did that. So, but
Mom, chicken plus dog is chicken dog.
Chicken plus dog is chicken dog. Where you learn that? What is that thing you were telling me yesterday? That little stone. What was that stone you were telling me? That big long word. I didn't even know she knew this word. Tell me that word you were telling me about last night. That stone. Remember that stone that you showed me? What was that stone? What was that shape? Oh, you just so full of yourself right now, huh? You're not going to tell me the shape.
Dodecahedron.
It was a dodecahedron? I had no idea this girl knew what dodecahedron was.
On a newspaper, I see a picture of a bear.
I told her, I said, most adults can't even pronounce dodecahedron without messing up. You been outside? What you been doing?
Trick through Santa. Yeah.
He threw some sand at you. I'm going to have to get him. Which means I'm going to have to wash hair again. So I'll probably let them get in the swimming pool because I know I need to wash it again. Because they've been outside. But it's okay, though. Here. So that was another thing. They weren't in the water because they had their hair.
Oh, I know why.
Done.
If you touch it, it'll grass.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You telling Jasmine about bears? Leah.
Let me change that.
Smell like a polecat. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They need a bath. She's so smart. That girl's a mess. She won't share what? The phone?
No, look.
Oh. She's trying to do her math? Well, you have to be patient. Oh, boy. She wants to do her math, too. Little girl will cry if I don't get to her during the school day. I want to do my school work. So. It's life. Aaliyah, you and Zion go to the other table in the dining room.
No.
Yes.
There's no 12.
Take the phone and go in there and talk to Jasmine. I'm doing that. So we've been working on them, or with Zion, her math facts. She would ask at nighttime. She does too. If I know one day we had something going on, I think it was Friday. Yeah, Friday was a real struggle day. And I was tired. I could not get to her. And she came in and it was like 8 o'clock. And I told her to hold on, and I think I forgot because I had to do something. And she came crying. I said, what's the matter with you? I wanted to do my schoolwork, so I had to actually sit down with her. But, yeah, that's what happens when you are dealing with one that just does not line up. It throws everybody else off, and it's not fair to everybody else. So I don't play that around here. I cannot let one bad apple. I don't, really want to say bad, but I can't let one bad apple spoil everybody. So I would hate to tell her no, so I just give her some paper. Yeah, exactly. I don't. I sit down, and sometimes if she just, I don't want paper. She actually wants something, so I have to actually sit down with her because she's not the type that will. I can just say, here, take this. Sometimes it'll work, but sometimes, she actually wants to do her work. I want to do my math. I want to do my spelling. So I make sure that next time I start with her, that way I don't leave her out. So, but she was in here working today, and I did get quite a bit of footage of them. I just have to put it together, but it was funny. I'm gonna have to spoil it. We couldn't find her spelling book, and we never have that problem. But y'all are gonna laugh when y'all see the vlog.
Look, I found 10.
You found 10? What happened to your spelling book today? What did you do to it?
It disappeared.
It disappeared? What did you do to it?
I hid it.
She hid her spelling book. Okay? Why did you hide your spelling book?
Because
Is she great? Because what?
I didn't.
You didn't hide it. But she was laughing, and I did vlog all of that. Because I found it. It was in her basket, but it was tucked really good in between some books. And usually it's not. It's usually like right on top. But so she did hide it. And she admitted it. So I told her, okay, I can't, punish you because you admitted it, but don't do it again. Hi, Compass. I had the 2 youngest doing school while the 2 older were in dance class. The first time in a long while, I've only had 4 doing school. Wow. What a blessing. What kind of dance are they doing? Yeah, she finished up her spelling, and she did a great job, too. She's progressing along. She's, I don't even know where to put her, really. I don't like to push her, but, I just let the vlogs, you can see what she's doing, and I don't coerce her. She's doing things on her own and spelling things, but, she's progressing very well. So I'm trying not to categorize her, but there are a lot of things that she is capable of doing that these 6-year-olds are doing. So, if she can do it, I let her do it. And then I have them looking like, how did she know that? Well, she paid attention and she learned. Jazz ballet leaps, turn, swan twirling at this point. Oh, how fun. How fun. She is 4 too, right? No, she's not 4. Not yet. She won't be 4 until November. So yeah, that's the thing about her. She's a, she might have been stubborn with that potty training thing, but school wise, what is it?
The dodecahedron.
All right, that's my girl. The dodecahedron. She is on it. So this is what she found. Here you go. She's very well coordinated. She writes very well for a 3-year-old. That I cannot deny. For a 3-year-old, she writes better than my 5-year-old. And better than one of the 6-year-olds when they were her age. So her coordination is very good. What's the matter with you? Okay. So, that is a blessing. And I know a lot of people, I'm not pushing the fine motor because when at this age, I see a lot of that too. Everybody said fine motor this. It's not about the fine motor, guys. It's about the gross motor. When they're little, you need to develop their gross motor skills, not their fine motor. Okay, most kids are not even developmentally able to write anything until they are 5, 6 years old. You want to teach them to read before they can write. Okay, and a lot of them cannot do it simultaneously. So you want to focus on the gross motor. I could remember back when she was 1, she could not even jump. She would jump, but she couldn't jump off the ground. And she can jump off the ground leaps and bounds now, but it was a progression. And for a while, I was a little concerned because that's a gross motor skill. She could walk, but she could not jump. And she would stand on the bed and just jump on the bed. And that was her jumping. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this kid her court, maybe I need to put her in therapy too. And I don't know. It didn't take that long. I watched her over the year, and she was jumping like, yeah. So, yeah, you want to get them outside. You want to get them on balance beams. You want to get them in hula hoops, jump ropes. Even if they can't fully do it, you need to get them outside. Not focusing on pentagraphs and all of that, because that will come, beforehand. You learn how to walk before you learn how to write. So, yeah. I saw ninth graders with horrible handwriting. Yes, such a sweetheart. Oh, thank you. My daughter does too. Yeah, I see that a lot. I see a lot of, people using handwriting curriculums, and the kids still have very poor handwriting. And it's just, and it's, homeschoolers. And it's like, what are you doing? Are you so busy hurrying them through, filling the blanks?
We're in North America.
Are we not in North America? Where are we?
In Texas.
But we're in North America, right?
No,
the continent.
No, we're not.
We're in the state of Texas, right?
We are in.
But remember, we were learning our continents, right? And we're in North America.
I like that state.
You don't like North America? That's a continent.
I like that state.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm like, are you, just hurrying them through to where you just don't care that their handwriting is, bad like that? I don't know. So, and then I see a lot of spelling, it's like, you don't care that there are not spelling words right. And then it's a lot of people that use spelling tests. We don't use spelling tests. I've never used a spelling test. And, how did you get them to read? So yeah, they know the words. Guess what? We use an old school dictionary, and they write the word down and the definition. So we don't need to use the spelling test. Once they look it up in the dictionary and write the definition, they know how to spell it. So I think
C-A-E.
In just a few minutes, because it's not sweetened. So, and we do have that because I don't use spelling. Yeah, we do have spelling, because spelling is part of our grammar, and that's something that we are required to teach. So I do, do a spelling, but the spelling program that I use does not require, we're not sitting down writing spelling words 5 times each. At the end of the week, they know how to spell those words in the activities that they do throughout the week. So part of that is their lack of want to. I had one who could write beautifully, but he didn't care enough to do it properly most of the time. I agree. It feels like they have, other priorities. But again, if you cannot read their handwriting, they have to be held accountable. If you can't read it, and you have to honestly be able to read it, because you're not to read. Come here.
Amanda isn't a funny name, Zoe.
Don't apologize to her.
Sorry.
And mean it.
He said sorry.
He did. Okay. You have to realize that you're not going to be the only one that will have to read that child's handwriting, in his lifetime. So don't do him a disservice. But yeah, I wouldn't grade anything I can't read. Yes, love, yes. If I can't read it, I am not grading it. I'm not going to break my neck and, ask you 20 times. And we're working on that now. We have the little ones with the spelling, the spacings and things like that. And I'm a little more of a stickler this year because it matters a little more. They've learned. So we're working a little more on, a lot more on grammar and mechanics. So there should not be too many spelling errors. We're working on writing on the lines and spacing and just sizing of the letters. And I know they're still young. They're only 6. But I know what they're capable of. I've seen them do it. So I can tell when they're in a hurry, and I can tell when they are taking their time. Compass Rose says our vocabulary words are also our spelling words. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, and I see that a lot. And I'm like, vocabulary words, but vocabulary um, has to do with the definition. You're supposed to go look it up, not just, I don't know, not just know how to spell it or say it. Know what the meaning is. It really, they lend themselves to each other. So we're not doing this, write the vocabulary word 10 times each every day, for a week. We don't have to do that. That's rote, and rote is really not, it's not beneficial, especially in elementary. Any kind of rote memorization is not good, on the majority of any kind of learning for little kids. So we don't do that. And the same thing with math. We don't rote our tables. We don't do that. Our math facts. I would accept it. I wouldn't accept it either. Yeah. Oh boy. I need to get in here and get these kids situated because it is getting dark and I'm losing light. And I don't feel like turning on light. So, but what does it say? Thanks for the chat. Got to run. Oh, well, thank you for joining me. I said I'm just here. I'm not gone. I'm in the middle of stuff, and but I do care about you all, and I will get some stuff up. I will start working on some stuff. I have to get my mind right in the morning. We're realigning things here, and so I'm just, yeah. If I don't get it done in the morning, I won't get it up, and I have I still have a video request or two that I need to get up, and actually I don't know what I had to do. Something stopped me. It's the reason why I didn't get it up. But anyway, I need to do that. And I'll probably just do that one in the morning and just pick up with the vlogs after that. Because I like to do the requests first. If somebody asks, I like to actually do it. So I will definitely try to get on it. And by this weekend, hopefully I'm back on my normal, every day or every other day and not these long gaps in these vlogs and in these chats. You guys know I'm here. I'm here. We're not gone anywhere. But yeah, good things coming. So I don't do repetitive writing or spelling words. They learn to spell as they use it. Yes, use the words. That's it. Use them. Don't just, run across the word and then forget about it. Tell them that's the word and then forget about it. Use the word. That is definitely it. Use it. And that's how they learn it. So, yeah. But the ones that they know and they just don't know how to spell, we don't have to get the dictionary. If they know what it means and they just need to know how to spell it, we don't have to get the dictionary for it. But if they don't know what the word is and they don't know what it means, of course they're going to get the dictionary. But that's just, some good handwriting practice as well. And it just kind of trains their mind to work a little bit for the better. So, what are you reading? What are you doing? Do you know? Alrighty. So, thank you all for joining, and I hope you all have a good homeschool week. No, I hope you have a progressive homeschool week. Okay? They're all good. They're all bad. They're all equal at some point. Like I said, tomorrow is a new day, and you look back the day before, and it's not as bad. So keep the faith and keep praying. I will see you all next time. Peace.